Hi, Mr. Plant Geek here. Today we're going to make up a bee and butterfly buffet for your patio or outdoor space, because this is going to be everything the bees, butterflies and dragonflies need. So nectar-rich plants, bright colors in a small patio container. So I'm going to show you how to plant that up. So we're using this half barrel, which is available on the QVC website. I would advise you to put some drainage in the bottom though, so if you can drill some holes in the base, that will help the compost to drain even better. If you can't do that, then make sure you've got a layer of gravel in the base of the container, because drainage is so important. We're going to use some of the best quality compost, so we're using Richard Jackson's compost, which is on the QVC website. This has a good amount of organic matter. It also includes lots of vitamins and minerals for your plants, not to mention moisture retentive properties. So we're going to fill our container with the majority of that compost. So we're going to fill about 2 to 3 inches of the container with the compost, because we're going to plant in live plants, but also some bare root plants and some bulbs into our container here today. But before we start to plant into that compost, we're going to mix in some root booster. Now this is a great invention from Richard Jackson, which helps your plants get off to the very best start. So this is going to give the roots all of those nutrients that they need at the right time, and also help the roots to bring nutrients out of the soil as well. So we're going to mix that in 1 scoop per 2.5 litres of compost. Just make sure that that's all well mixed into the base. Next, we're going to start planting our bare root plants. First, we've got Asclepias. This is known as the butterfly plant. Has lovely milky coloured flowers and a gorgeous honey fragrance in the summer. These are bare root plants, so these are basically dormant plants. This is the right time to plant those. We're going to plant those into the side of our container as a group of 3, because this will be a bee buffet. So this will attract bees and butterflies throughout the summer, and also beneficial insects. So when you attract beneficial insects to your garden, they're the ones that feed on all the nasty aphids. So whitefly, greenfly, blackfly, all the problem insects in your garden. Next, we're going to plant in some rose lilies. These are the double flowered lilies that have got twice as many petals as normal lilies. They're also pollen free, and they've got a more diluted nose friendly fragrance. We're going to put those around the base like so. So this is our first layer of planting. So we've got some dormant plants and bulbs at the base, and then we'll plant live plants on top. The next plant we're going to put into here is a sea holly called Eryngium. Now this has a lovely steely blue flower. Again, this is provided as a bare root plant, so it may look a little bit scary when you get it out of the container, but these are basically dormant plants, and you're going to plant them with the root downwards and the shoot upwards. So it should be pretty easy to plant those into the soil here. We're going to plant those quite closely together as well. So we've got our first layer of plants into the container. We're then going to fill up a little bit more with compost. So we're using that good quality compost that's got all the moisture retentive properties, which means you'll need to water your containers a lot less, and they'll also be fed throughout the summer as well, because not only have we got baby flower power, baby root booster, but we're also going to add some extra root booster after we've filled the container with compost too. And we're using this decorative half barrel, which has got the look of a half barrel, so it looks like it's real wood, but it's actually lightweight plastic. You can use that container as an outdoor patio container, or even as a small mini pond as well. When I was a kid, I really wanted to have one of these half barrel ponds, and my dad bought me one from the maybe from the garden centre or the DIY store, and I made my own little pond. But if we'd have known that there were these plastic versions, it would have been a lot easier. We're going to mix in some more of that root booster at this stage as well. So we're going to just liberally mix that into the compost. So we've got our layer of plants at the bottom. Now we're going to put some onto the top layer. We're going to plant something that bees really love, which is salvia. Now this is how the plants are sent to you through the post. Nice and secure, and saving on garden centre prices as well. We're going to plant a few of those salvia on this side of the container. So I want the container to have kind of batches of plants. But remember, you've got plants at the base that will also come through and give you that really full effect, which the bees and the butterflies will love. So we're going to plant a few of these salvias into the container here, as so. Next, we're going to plant in some foxgloves. Now, foxgloves are nectar rich and a very important nectar source for bees and butterflies in your garden. And I'm going to plant those into the front of the container. I'm just going to put 3 or 4 of those into the pot here. Don't worry if when you plant up your plants look a little bit wilty. You just need to give them a water at the end and they will perk up quite happily. When plants are in the post for a few days, they could also have some yellow leaves at the base. Again, that is nothing to worry about, and everything will right itself once you plant those out and get them into a well-lit position. Next up, we're going to plant a much smaller plant. These are miniature carnations, so these are pinks. These are loved by the bees though. They're a bit of a smaller plant, but these are a hardy plant, so it's fine to put those into your container straight outdoors. I'm going to plant 7 of those into the container around the side. So we've got different sections within that pot there. But that's not all. I think the container needs some finishing touches. So I've got these really nice rustic dragonflies, and these can be displayed either in the border or of course into patio pots. So you've got the stand there. You can have them at different heights, but I'm going to have them on the shorter height and just place them amongst my container like so, which is giving us that extra dimension to the container. It's giving us extra movement and also giving us interest even before the flowers come into bloom. But what we've planted here is a bee and butterfly buffet for the summer with very traditional colors. So you've got pastel colors in here, you've got pinks, purples, and all you need to do is water this every few days and you will soon have a nectar buffet for the bees, butterflies, and the dragonflies.